Welcome to another highly patriotic episode of Careful Boys. Today we have Joseph Ford. Thank you for your service, Joseph Ford, and also Bart Kwan. Thank you for your service, both domestic
especially and overseas in Korea. Yes.
So
it's funny how it's like, hey, you ever been overseas? And Bart's like, yeah, I have. I did one tour in Korea.
I like the idea of now that we have both of you here, why Marines? Why did you choose that?
If you could go back and do it all over again, would you still do the Marines?
So my answer, after talking to a bunch of friends that were in the Army, Navy, Air Force, all that stuff, I think I would do the Army route because for multiple reasons. The first one is the Marine Corps is unnecessarily hard in the fucking beginning. Like even my friend Dunn, he ended up being a Raider, and I was like, yo, you're a Raider, and he's dive certified, all that stuff. He even taught at the Marine Corps Water Combat School, so he's been on the instructor side. And I was like, dude, for someone like you, boot camp must have been a breeze then. And he goes, fuck no, that shit was hard as fuck, and everything was just even more harder. And I was like, what the fuck?
And they adjust it so that if you look like you can do it, they make you do something harder every time?
They do have a kind of like not a system or like a philosophy of like no one gets away scot-free. I don't know if you guys had it, but for us, like
you're gonna push your body to the limit.
Like the last 2 weeks of boot camp, my drill instructor literally walked up and down. He was like, who didn't I fucking smoke enough in here? And I'm like, you fell through the cracks, you fell through it. He's like, and they spent the last 2 weeks just hazing the fuck out of me.
What?
Yeah, so it's like they just make sure everyone gets it. Yeah.
Tight, dude. So you can't like try to blend in, huh? You can't just like
everyone's getting it no matter what. But then in the Army, like from what I understand, people that are decently fit will cruise through boot camp pretty easily. Then if you want to go to the next level, like let's say go to infantry or go to like jump school or Army Rangers or whatever, it gets incrementally hard. So I feel like you don't get burnt out. I think for me, I was already burnt out after boot camp, and I might have had the ability to do other things, but I was checked out. I was already like, man, I'm already done with this shit. Versus like, had I did something else that I think that was like, it boosted up incrementally, I think I would have gone further and probably would have stayed longer. What about you?
For me, the reason why I went is just because my boy said he was gonna go to the Navy, and I was just like, oh no, how about we just do the Marines? They have the dopest uniforms.
Uniforms are dope.
yeah, the coolest.
Yeah. The dress blues, right?
It looks dope,
man. Yeah, man. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
Cause you want to look fly.
What a funny reason.
So for me, I feel like I still have that mindset to where I like to like push my bodies to its limit as far as like endurance wise. So I think that's why I would still choose the Marine Corps. I just love that aspect, and then the camaraderie of it. You know, I feel like it's no other. They have they treat their uniforms with the utmost respect, I feel like, out of all other branches. So
yeah,
because like even our physical fitness test, someone that's like second tier on the Marine Corps physical fitness test is already A+ in all the other branches. So everything's extra hard.
Even the Coast Guard?
If you go through Marine Corps boot camp, you don't have to go through any other boot camp in the armed forces. But if you go through every other armed forces boot camp and you want to become a Marine, you still have to go through Marine Corps.
Oh, people like hood hop like that? I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, people will transfer because they'll be in. And
what do you do? Like you finish your Air Force shit and you go, you know what? I want to be a Marine now.
Well, because sometimes
you have to go through the boot camp.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll work with other branches while you're in, and then you'll hear stories and you're like, oh, that's really cool. So I want to do that. So like, but if you're a Marine and you go to Air Force, you can go straight to the Air Force. But if you're in the Air Force, you have to go back through boot camp to become a Marine.
What did you guys think about why not National Guard?
I don't know too much about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do they do?
National Guard.
That's not the Army?
No.
That's a different...
Well, isn't it called the Army National Guard?
It's a branch of the Army, but they technically serve the state.
So it's, yeah,
That's not water during like hurricanes and shit.
Well, right now, aren't they in Texas, the Texas Guard fighting the federal?
Yeah, because they're protecting Texas.
Yeah.
If you were to like...
I want to do Coast Guard.
If you were to rank the military branches based off of 1, physicality, and then 2, intellectual like intelligence, how would you rank the hierarchy of the military branches?
Space Force, the smartest.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't even know those fools. Those fools are new.
I would say probably Air Force is probably the smartest.
I think so, yeah.
I think Air Force is smartest. As far as physically, I would say Marine Corps, because Marine Corps is it's really just a sport. If you can run, jump, and like ace your physical fitness test, oh, you'll be good in the military. Definitely. Everybody will praise you. If you can get a 300 on a PFT, your whole career's set.
So how many years did you serve again? It was
10 years.
10 years. What was the difference from like year 1 and 2 to like 9 and 10? Like in terms of what it was like for you?
So I picked up rank pretty quick. I got to E6, which is a staff sergeant, at like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, that's fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I was 43, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like as long as you do well on your PFT, you're doing like your classes, and then you have, you know, good staff NCOs that are looking out for you, you can excel through the ranks pretty quick. But
and then the rank comes money.
Mm-hmm.
And then even your uniform changes a little bit once you get to.
You get like a badge.
You get to wear the white pants instead of just the blue ones.
Oh, that's what that means?
You got a two-tone? That's cool.
Do you think the Marines is super hard? Because I thought the Marines have to go in first, like when there's an invasion. Like, do they send the Marines first, and then like Army stabilizes, or like how does it work?
I mean, they say that they send the Marines first. Like Marines are supposed to be able. The reason why the Marines are so special is because they call us the president's own. So we don't need a letter of Congress to be sent anywhere. The president can just be like, hey, we need you here, and we can be there within 48 hours around the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I think in the traditional warfare it was like that. I think Marines were like the force that pushes, and then I think the Army was an occupational force.
Yeah.
But now warfare is different. They fight wars like there's a lot of like special there's drones or special operations. Like before it was like Navy was ships specifically, but now like everybody has everything. Like Army has their own ships because of their own missions. And Navy has some of the best pilots in the world, which doesn't really make sense, but it's because they have their own missions. Marines have pilots. You know, like everyone kind of has their own little like Navy, Air Force, and like ground troops all within their own thing now. So the way they fight wars is a little bit different. But yeah, the Marines I think are tougher because it's the president's own, and even like so the president has his own secret what is it called, like sanctuary if he wants to get away from the White House. That's where Biden goes all the time. He's not supposed to be there that much.
He's chilling there a little too hard.
But it's called Camp David, and it's
Oh yeah.
an island, and that's guarded by Marines too. So that's why it's the president's.
And
Camp
every
David.
embassy around the world is guarded by Marines.
Yeah,
There's a lot of embassies.
a lot of embassies.
How do you be a spy though? Which military division do you have
Isn't
to
that
go?
the CIA?
Is it just CIA? They don't have to say anything else?
If it's that known, you're probably not that good of a spy.
Like when you get super up there, SEALs, Special Forces, I think all of them have their like.
Because it's called intelligence, right?
That's one of the things they
I feel
do.
like they recruit from like the top military
Oh.
branches. So if you're in the top, you know, Navy branch or in the top Army or the top Marines, it's like you have an opportunity to go that route. I feel like.
And what's crazy is like when you look at the whole pipeline, it's like you're here, you go through a regular boot camp, and then when you go to the next level, you have to technically audition and try out again and try out again and try out again. So even when you're like a top Navy SEAL, Special Forces, Recon, whatever, to get into CIA, you fucking have to try out again. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I think those people just like fucking pain or some shit.
Did you serve like as much time as you wanted to? You were like, this is a perfect amount.
I served way more than I wanted.
Oh really?
I wanted to do like 3 months.
I want to do boot camp and out. Not even finish boot camp.
You know, when I joined, my main goal was I fucked up in high school. I just need some discipline. I need to like I needed like a fucking get back, like get your shit together.
Do you think it helped your discipline?
For sure. Yeah, for sure, dude. And you're like what you think you're capable of.
Because I know hella guys that went to the Marines and came back and they still wake up at 4 p.m.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it helps discipline. It helps like what you think your ceiling is, and then like also you go
make your bed like hella crisp.
hella crisp.
Hella crisp.
Oh, yeah?
Tucked angles, everything.
Are both of you guys still like that when you make your bed now?
I still make my bed like
Man,
that.
if me and him got teamed up and we had a bed making competition, me and him are winning, dude.
Hands down.
Hands down. We'll be under.
To the blanket.
We'll be under the blanket. I'll get elastic bands to tie the bottom sheet to the other sheet. The top is hella tight. You guys don't even
Who
know.
do you think will win? Marines or Mexican maids at the Aria Casino Hotel in Las Vegas?
Marines all day.
Really?
But there's also blood on the sheets, and you have to get vomit off the carpet.
Oh.
Okay, cleaning wise, the maids for sure. They'll kill us.
That's too hard. That's too hard.
Bart, how many years was that you served?
6.
6 years. And that was almost
He
6
said it like too long.
Too long.
Well, how did you decide to at the 6th year you were like,
What happened?
how did you decide like, oh, that's it at the 6th year? How did
Because I had senioritis after like a year.
Wait, big question. What was your first duty station?
No, so I was in the reserves. So my first unit is the same one I stayed at.
Oh, okay.
Which is at Terminal Island. That base is no longer there anymore, but it's Terminal Island where like San Pedro and Long Beach meet.
San Pedro and Long. Oh, okay. Yeah, my first duty station was the wing, and man, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had it so.
What's the wing?
The wing is like it's basically
All
like,
the pilots. Pretty
yeah,
much.
where all the pilots are and stuff like that. It's kind of like its own separate entity from the grunts. Like if you're in a wing unit, you know you're sitting pretty nice. You don't gotta go as crazy. So like I started off in there and then I ended off in a grunt unit. And I'm glad I ended in a grunt unit because I was a higher rank and I had like my own like crew and stuff like that. So I just didn't let anybody fuck with my guys. But if it was the other way around, if I would have started off in a grunt unit, I probably wouldn't have stayed in the military.
What's the downside to being in the grunt unit?
More field ops. You got to deal with a lot of BS more.
It's called grunt.
Yeah.
That's, if I grunt, you mean those are infantry guys?
So like yeah, whatever unit you're at, the unit has its own mission and how they're gonna train. So you get sucked into the training. So because at a wing, most people are pilots, so they're like really high-ranking officers, so they get a lot of benefits, and that trickles down to the bottom troops. They probably have better food, better whatever, you know, better like libo, everything.
Sharing the amenities.
Yeah. Grunts, their job is to be able to just go into the middle of nowhere and survive for 2 weeks, and then
It's less cushy.
so that's their life, and then if you're at a grunt unit, that's your life.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like my other buddy, he like my stories in supply are way different than a lot of my other friends because my unit was 3rd Anglico, so they're like a special ops support group. So as a supply guy, I'm like, why the fuck am I going to the field every fucking month? I thought I was supposed to be counting shit. But I went to the field, like I remember doing like, cause I was already burnt out.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like take it in. I wish I did take it in, but we would do like, you know, those CQB like kill houses and stuff.
That's cool.
And I'm like, yeah, it's cool when you think about it now, but I'm like, man, why the fuck am I up in here doing this fucking shit, man? I'm supposed to be counting and shit.
Are there a lot of other dudes with the same sentiment as you?
Dragging their feet through the fucking.
Like you can't be the only one there. That's-
Everyone's different. Everyone's like, I can't wait to get that fucking Hellcat, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to buy a car that fucking the Dodge Challenger, or the other one's like, oh, I got
Dodge Challenger.
The Mustang too was big back then.
or some I just knocked the chick up. I need any money I can get. Like everyone has their own struggle.
And you always have that one Rambo there that couldn't wait. He's been wanting to be a military dude since he was 3.
Yeah, there's some
And
guys.
he's like clearing the room like it's the real life.
Yeah, there's some dudes like
There
that.
definitely is.
Yeah.
What about like other times that you may have bent the regulations? You know, kind of like how you snuck to Korea. Were there other times that you guys did anything like that? That was kind of not.
Have you?
I've done some crazy stuff, but I'd rather stay there off camera.
Hey, but is it as crazy as what he did?
Not as crazy as him, but I've done some pretty cool stuff.
The life is nuts though. Like there's people like jacking off together in barracks. Like it's just a different world, you know? And it's almost like
I wasn't expecting that.
it's like
Well, yeah, because even Don told us that.
yeah, you get used to a different norm.
Yeah, even Don was just like, you just do it. Like, you just don't think
like-
about it.
What's the type of like role or person in the entire experience that you like respect the most, and then what type of person do you like respect the least?
Like shitbags.
Yeah.
People that just act like shit the whole time. Like,
There's people that never are nice. They're just like,
No, they're just like people that just never really care. They don't really know their job. They don't like. There's a difference between like knowing your job and just like finding loopholes to get her like be like, oh, okay, I could do this faster, or I don't have to really do this. But there's people that know shit just like drag their ass 24/7.
And then now you got to carry their weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone loves the person that because they're on the team, everything gets done better and faster. Everyone loves having someone like that.
Yeah.
And where were you guys in that?
I would like to say I think I helped.
His heart said, oh, but then his actions were like, I'm a good Chinese boy, I can't stop.
One of my bosses, one of the things he taught me that I loved the most was he was like, your job is to try to steal my job. My job is to try to steal the other guy's job. And then if you can do my job, he's like, I'll make sure you get promoted. And so I promoted pretty fast too. And that mindset has always made me go like, oh shit, okay, so I as soon as I can, I need to learn the next steps and do the next steps. And because of that, like any time that there was a way to get out early, we could, because we already got all our shit done. And so like he was always down to like bend over backwards for us and stuff.
See, but it's the people like that that made you want to work like that.
Yeah.
Because you'll have people that just like, no, it's 4:30 on a Friday, I want you guys to keep working, like you're gonna keep doing that. And then you just kill the morale of the shop. But if you have a person that's like, yo, if you guys hurry up and get this done, we can get out early. And that was like one of the most enticing things for Marines to be able to get off of work a little early.
That's a regular human thing.
Yeah.
Marine to relate with that, you know what I mean?
Was there ever any thought of like wanting to be a drill sergeant?
Hell no.
No, not even.
They all have like no voices.
Their boot camp is like boot camp on steroids and more steroids. Like it's ridiculous. Like all of them go from like super big, probably a little bit bigger than him, to like skinny little twigs.
After they
lose their voice. Yeah, because they get ran into the dirt.
Yeah, they're probably running 10 miles a day on their feet.
It's ridiculous.
Going crazy.
And that's their boot camp?
I've seen a drill instructor. So and it's crazy because you'll see a drill instructor getting trained by the actual drill instructor teacher. And I've seen on Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego, I've seen the drill instructors go through that training and they're getting slayed. And they're probably the most fit people I've freaking seen. And they're getting slayed through that training. I was just like, once I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm cool.
That's what's crazy to me in my mind when I see like drill instructors and you see how like intense they are, to know that at one point someone was doing that to them and they were getting shit on.
Well, that's probably the only way they can do that, right?
It's crazy to think
and all
that.
the hardest schools are that. So like you have your job school, then you have like instructor school, right? And then there's instructor school.
Yeah.
The schools that make the instructors, and those ones are like fucking 10 times harder.
How badass is that guy?
Yeah, it's fucking. It's fucking.
He's probably like black belt, 5th degree tab, everything, like just decked out. Crazy,
when in your
insane.
career would someone even consider becoming a drill instructor? Like where does that even?
By like time you're a corporal, you probably go for your B billet.
Yeah.
What's that?
So you have 3 B billets. So like once you become a corporal, you have to do a B billet. It's either
secondary job.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you become either a drill instructor, you become a recruiter, or you go on MSG duty.
Oh.
Yeah.
You never want to be a recruiter?
No, because I didn't really like recruiting people at all. The one thing I wish I could have done was MSG duty, just because you get to guard the MCs, go around the world and stuff like that.
The MCs?
MSG duty.
Oh, what's the thing you have to guard?
The embassies.
Oh, the embassies. Oh, okay. So all those.
So that's
guys...
one thing I wish I could have done in the
yeah.
military, but I didn't have the opportunity to.
You never wanted to be a spy?
No, I was burnt out.
That's hard.
I want to be a spy.
You say that until you go through the physical aspect of it.
What's one of those things that you don't gotta fucking be so physically fit?
There's nothing.
I think spies need to be.
Navy?
Oh, Navy?
But if you want to be a SEAL, like if you want to be a spy in the Navy,
You gotta go
I
through
mean,
that.
if they're gonna trust you to make.
No, I was gonna be on the ship and do the drone spying.
Yeah, but you gotta be physically fit too.
On the drone?
Yeah, for some reason you gotta be physically fit everywhere.
This is drone, by the way.
on the drone.
all the special ops, whatever branch at the highest level, have very similar standards.
Just be an undercover cop as like a spy, and you can be fat.
That's true.
Sometimes you need to be fat, depending on what you're stating.
Just be a mall cop and spy on people.
That's true. That's a good idea.
Or be a university cop.
Oh, I could blend in as one of the students.
Yeah, just as you get just as much respect and honor as these guys.
Same.